To prove how much I hate A Bug's Life, A Bug's Life is the single most generic story of all time, and now that opinion might seem out of the blue, and I don't doubt that there's a lot of people who like the movie, and I'll give you that. I mean, it's obviously your own opinion. You can enjoy whatever you want to. But I have seen that movie about 37 times. It's insane. And the story is that a long time ago, so me and my friends were at this camp. I don't know how long ago it was. Um, we were forced to watch that movie because, it's the only one they had, right? And that, it gets a bit repetitive until, like, I realized just how bad it is. The story of A Bug's Life is, and I can repeat it because I've seen it so many times, is that there are these, these ants, and they're in servitude to the grasshoppers, and then this one, I don't know, Albert Einstein bug Flick or whatever goes ahead and he's like, well, I have an idea. I'm gonna make a machine to. Wow, that was a really effective fireball. And I'm gonna make a machine because that might help with something, I guess. And it ends up, knocking over their food, whatever. So that's the part that I don't like, is basically the movie starts off, and you're thinking that sounds like a good premise. I mean, there could be some like action or whatever, but there just is simply not, okay? The movie afterwards, so to get back at the grasshoppers or whatever, Flick gets this army of circus bugs that he thinks are warriors for some reason, because he's also incredibly stupid. He's like Albert Einstein and like Ralph Wiggum at the same time. And it is so bad. I hate all of the circus bugs, okay? I have never had beef with, bugs, I guess, before I saw the movie for the 400th time. So, as, a viewer of this movie, you think it's gonna get better. So they build, this is a hint that they give on earlier in the movie. The main grasshopper doesn't like birds because he almost got killed by a bird. I don't know. And then later in life, he's always been afraid. So the ants build a bird and then attack him with said, fake bird, which is so weird. It's so strange, okay? And so after all of this, and after all of this planning, you're sitting there watching the movie like, okay, finally, okay, I guess that now they're gonna use the bird, scare them, and the day they win. But just when you did expect it, the bird fails, of course. It's this huge, I'm gonna put a picture of it up on screen. Yeah, it's this huge wooden thing. It looks nothing like an actual bird. I don't know. Maybe the bugs are tiny, but I mean, even still, I swear there's like a perspective shot where the bird is like swooping down. It does not look real, even from a bug's perspective, okay? And anyways, so after all of this setup, their plan fails, so Flick is not the hero he wants to be. Flick is in fact, about to be outcast when the grasshopper grabs hold of this little girl ant, I think. I don't know. I think it's I don't know. I think it's one of the queen's daughters. I don't really know. So I guess a princess, I'm not sure. So you got sort of a Mario and Bowser situation going on. And after all of this, the grasshopper gets it. What do you think happens? A, Flick saves the day, or B, they go a completely different direction and they just throw something at you that, I mean, you expected, and at the same time it's still just like, even if you didn't expect it, it's just not a satisfying conclusion. Give you a hint, it's option B, okay? Because then they take the idea that he's scared of a bird. Well, guys, and they're thinking in the studio, what if we made it so that there was an actual bird? And it's like everybody in the studio congratulating this genius of an idea. So this actual bird swoops down and kills the grasshopper, and that's basically the premise of the whole movie. But that's my problem, is that the movie is so generic. It's villain takes control, villain dies, except the problem with that is that, we see like the Mario movie is a good example. I'm not saying the Mario movie is bad because I haven't seen it 400 times, but it has a villain. They take the princess and then the villain dies. But the villain, well, not dies, but the villain is defeated by the hero. The hero being Mario, and Bowser gets defeated, and he doesn't he doesn't win in the end, but the grasshopper and Flick, okay, I swear I'm doing some sort of parable here, but the grasshopper and Flick situation is completely different because the ant doesn't save the day. The bird saves the day. The ant basically couldn't, just not have been there, and everything would have been fine. Although, I mean, another problem I have is they were under control of this grasshopper for so long, and yet, technically speaking, they were fine. I mean, they weren't, happy, obviously, to be under control, but, they weren't, unhappy. Okay. Oh, incredible. The skills required for that. Wait, there was another. Alright. Yeah, but they weren't, unhappy with their, situation. I mean, they were fine until Flick arrived. So, essentially, the problem with A Bug's Life is that they set up this entire plot, and not only does Flick come back unsuccessful from his mission to, collect the stupid bugs, but he also fails at saving everyone because of random chance. In the movie, if that bird, oh my god, that bird had not been there, Flick and the princess ant, whatever, would have died, okay? But it's just, they make this huge setup, and then the villain gets defeated. I guess you could see that as a satisfying ending, because, the villain's dead. But it's not really, because nobody actually helped in saving them. It was just random chance, and to be honest, if they had stayed there any longer and hadn't have ran, the movie would have been even worse, because then Flick and the princess would have died. This dude's rushing. Um, and that, again, the movie premise, it's so generic, but it's so generically bad. I don't know if there are any other movies. Somebody's gonna tell me, actually, this movie has the exact same plot. Okay, it's much worse. Okay, I would argue that the movie What's Up and Ratatouille is better, okay? Those movies are better than this one, okay? Well, I mean, no, but, I just don't understand why people enjoy A Bug's Life. Now, I don't want anybody to get, the wrong impression. To say that there's something wrong with enjoying the movie would be wrong in itself. It's because there is a fine line between seeing a movie once and thinking it was meh, which is the case for a lot of people for A Bug's Life, I presume, and seeing the movie a million times and hating it every time. I think I enjoyed it the first, second, maybe even third time, and after that, that's the only reason I was able to tell you the whole movie. Usually, I'd be able to tell you the entire premise of Jurassic Park. That's only because I've seen that movie an incredible amount of times because it's good. There is just no reason to watch that movie so many times, and yet I did. So when I had the idea to go out and buy a VHS tape, I thought to myself, wow, it'd be really cool to burn a movie that I hate. So I got it, and for your own peace of mind and mine as well, so I'm gonna say this, that VHS tape cost $1. It's because nobody likes the movie, that's not the point. But the VHS tape was not expensive, okay? There was no harm done to history, okay? Everything was fine. But that was so satisfying, okay, to eliminate my one true enemy. And if anybody actually does enjoy that movie, I would actually enjoy hearing why you enjoyed that movie. Not in like a sarcastic way, well, in a semi-sarcastic way. But like that would be interesting to hear your opinions on the matter because, you know, I've seen it so many times. It's just not worth it for me to because originally what I was going to do was I was going to get footage of the movie and I was going to point out parts that I hated and I was like, you know what that would require? You know what that would require? Watching the movie. I have zero respect for that movie and therefore didn't have any time or respect to, you know, actually like sit down and actually watch it. So I just decided like right there and then that what I was going to do was, you know, burn it instead of actually watching it, which was cool. I think it's gonna make a good opening for the video. It's important to note that I have seen a lot of movies and I literally, there are some that I just can't watch, or I'll be recommended it, and I'll start watching, and I'll just be like, yeah, I can't do this. But there has been no movie nearly as bad as that one that just makes me want to just take whatever I'm watching, I don't know, DVD, I guess, and just destroy it, okay? Because that movie, I've seen it way too many times, okay? That it's just like torturous levels of amounts. Okay, it's insane. Yeah, that's probably gonna be like the end of my rant. I don't know. If you enjoy it, again, let me know why, because I definitely want to hear that. He had 400 IQ. Anyways, if you want to know why, well, I mean, I want to know why, so let me know, because I do want to know if anybody out there actually enjoys it, and, like, why? Because that would be an interesting topic to learn about, so yeah, thanks. Oh, and bye. And it's gone.